You're now listening to a Rat House Production podcast. For more podcasts like this, head to retthaus.net.
Chris is dying.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Hunt for the Paranormal. Almost said the wrong name. Always. Too many H's, man. As always, I am Jose, and I have my co-hosts.
Mike.
And?
Yeah, that's it again. Well, we're not live, so I was actually
Yeah, we
sharing
are.
that.
We're live.
We're live on the
We're
internet.
live on the interwebs. Oh, my God, he broke it.
Hey,
Oh, my God.
Switch to camera B.
As you guys may know, this month's theme for the shows is conspiracy theories. And like we talked about in the last show, this one's going to be about the Bermuda Triangle and things like that.
Can the next one be the flat Earth conspiracy theory?
Possibly.
We'll bring on that.
We need some. Oh my
God.
dear God. Jesus.
We got a poltergeist going on.
Right? Jesus Christ. Yeah. So at the end of last episode, we were kind of talking a little bit about Amelia Earhart and some of the things that happened in the Bermuda Triangle. You know, missing planes. You know, compasses go out of whack.
shit like
all
that.
all that weird little stuff. So we're gonna go deeper into depth with this, and Chris, also let us know if anybody like type anything in the actual thing and stuff. So let us know.
Dope.
We are actually live right now on Facebook Live. So
Yeah.
Hey, you.
sending invites.
hello everybody.
Hello.
So we'll see what's up with that. Hopefully, it comes out good and clear for you guys.
Yeah.
Might be a little lag. I don't know how well.
Yeah, there might be some technical difficulties. This is the first ever stream on Red House, right?
One of them.
Well,
I think
like
we've
one
done
of
some
them.
stuff
With everything we're
before.
doing.
Yeah, we have a major setup right now. Major setup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we're definitely going to be talking about some weird stuff about the
Bermuda.
Triangle.
So top theories. What do you guys think it is? Just off firsthand, like what is your theory, Jose?
My theory is that there could possibly be a lot of like I don't know if it's a technical term of it, which I'm pretty sure I'm going to make up right now, but like cross current type things.
Oh, yeah.
You know, where a bunch of currents are just going different ways, causing a bunch of different energy that's happening there.
Yeah.
So it'll make, I don't know how, but it can make like the compasses go out of whack, just go all crazy, you know, throwing that off.
Yeah, and there's a lot of like weird things when it comes to like the electromagnetic fields of the Earth. Like at some points and every so like couple thousand years, or at some point, North's gonna flip with South, and the polarity's gonna flip and reverse. So even just in that idea, like we don't know what causes it, and therefore we don't really know what it's limited to.
Well,
So
even with our Earth in general, if we go off of our axis, like even a centimeter, it's gonna throw everything off.
Everything off.
Well, that's what's kind of scary, because we have everything like built right now off the current magnetism of the Earth. So like, how are the planes going to react once, like in that instant when it flips? Because it's supposedly through science, it's going to happen at one point.
Yeah,
or another.
eventually, but we don't know how it's gonna work. It's inevitable, but I don't think it's gonna happen in our lifetime, or even our kids. Or
I don't even think if they
grandkids.
can really date it down. They just know at some point
It's
will
going to happen.
Yeah, I think it's gonna have to do with something with the sun. As soon as the sun starts going, it's gonna flip.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It could be a possibility.
From what I remember, they don't really know what causes it necessarily, but they know it has flipped before, and it may flip.
I mean,
again.
it's bound to happen. It's inevitable.
Andromeda Project. Let's go.
Andromeda Project. It's,
What is the Andromeda Project?
It's a possibility.
Play Mass Effect, bro.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, you gotta
I'm not halfway through it. I just brain didn't click.
you gotta play it, man. All right, so
Yeah,
I'll give you
Mitch.
guys a little introduction into the Bermuda Triangle for those of you who do not know what it is. All right, here we go. The
Ready?
Bermuda Triangle is a mythical section of the Atlantic Ocean roughly bounded by Miami, Bermuda, and Puerto Rico, where dozens of ships and airplanes have disappeared. Unexplained circumstances surround some of these accidents, including one in which the pilot of a squadron of U.S. Navy bombers became disoriented while flying over the area. The other planes were never found. Other boats and planes have seemingly vanished from the area in good weather without even radioing distress messages, which is fucking extremely weird and odd, because that's number one thing that they have to do. But although myriad fanciful theories have been proposed regarding the Bermuda Triangle, none of them prove that mysterious disappearances occur more frequently there than any other well-traveled section of the ocean. In fact, some people navigate the area every day without incident. So it's just one of those rare occasions. But it's one of the rare occasions that seems to happen more often, like in that section. So like, what could it possibly be? Because people scream out aliens because people have seen UFOs and stuff flying out of that section, or supposedly UFOs, like things going underwater, shooting out.
Well, yeah, that's what this article pretty much states as well with UFOs. When in doubt, blame the aliens in their flying saucers. Although their motives are unclear, it has been suggested that aliens have chosen the Bermuda Triangle as a point at which to capture and abduct the unknown for unknown purposes. Aside from the lack of evidence for this theory, we have to wonder why the aliens would take whole aircraft and ships, some of the considerable sizes. Why not just abduct the occupants in the same way rather than the whole ship? So it's just something they throw out. But I don't know. Even with like the Egyptians, how each pyramid lines up to the stars. So there's got to be something to that where they believe it's maps, or maybe the Bermuda Triangle is just like a pull towards that kind of thing, or. Well, there's even one.
Well, it's kind of like a vortex.
Yeah. There's even one saying that it
vortex.
could be just like a space-time warp, where maybe if you're going in, it can pick up. Like there's been certain theories where people skip into another dimension.
So like a wormhole.
Time warp.
Yeah,
time warp, like wormhole.
Yeah,
or just a cross-dimensional like plane where not everybody gets pushed through it, but it activates at some points and could pull people in. Like
it's the chosen one.
Amelia Earhart, or like one of those things. Maybe she wasn't. Is essentially lost, but just sent to another universe or a different time.
Yeah.
I mean, it could happen. I guess. I mean, technically, from what they say, like anything's possible. But
well, it's
to an extent,
like even like the fog. That's based off the Bermuda Triangle, because they even talk about something called electronic fog. Yeah, bigger screen. Yeah. Okay. To pretty much for like another explained disappearance and whatnot. Was it back in Rob McGregor and Bruce Jenner in their book The Fog? He said he first had witnessed the survival of this strange phenomenon on December 4th, 1970. Him and his dad were flying their Bonanza A36 over the Bahamas en route to Bimini. Encountered a strange cloud phenomenon, a tunnel-shaped vortex. He said the sides of the plane wings scraped as they flew. All the plane's electronics, magnetic navigation instruments malfunction, and the magnetic compass spun inexplicably. So yeah, it's fucking weird.
Yeah, that's
so while they were
bizarre.
in there, it like for them it felt like 75 minutes, but in the whole actual duration of the whole incident was like 45.
So it's like a dream.
Yeah.
Well, there's been cases with that with most like abductions too, where they feel like they've been gone for only a few minutes,
But they've been gone for days.
Yeah, for like days or like hours, and it depends. So I mean, it's a possibility that they could be aliens.
Who know? I know. Who
Probably
fucking told me? Someone says, "Oh, Atlantis is there." I'm like, wait, what?
Oh yeah, that's in this.
No,
one as well.
Atlantis is like by like Greece and shit, I think.
Yeah, well, it's in the Atlantic, somewhere in the Atlantic Ocean. Someone claims.
Maybe.
Well,
But then again, I don't think they would name Atlantis after the Atlantic.
Who knows?
Maybe they named the Atlantic because of Atlantis.
Probably. Who knows?
That's a whole different fucking theory on its own, man.
Yeah.
we don't even know if Atlantis actually existed, or like there's no.
Well, there's some proof because they've found different civilizations that are submerged completely underwater.
Yeah.
It's just trying to figure out which one is Atlantis, and they're trying to go off of is that moonshine?
No, it's water.
I was gonna be very impressed. No, but there a lot of people who find these submerged ancient cities. They actually try to go off of like the biblical text or ancient text, try to match things with it.
yeah.
You know.
Well,
like
and
that.
I know there is like a lot of literature or art that talk about it or show depictions of it.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, I don't know. That is completely possible that a city has been buried underwater or even lava. In that.
Yeah, like Pompeii, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
Completely covered in ash.
Fuck, who started the story of Atlantis? Is either Aristotle or Plato? Plato? Yeah.
Can you look that up?
Plato.
It was Plato? Right.
Yeah, it was, okay. I wasn't 100% sure. I know it was one of the two. But, he's the one who pretty much mentioned the great lost civilization, Atlantis. So this, I know it seems like we're going off topic, but we'll come back around. Anyways,
it's a full circle.
But it came back. Something dating that far long ago. A guy telling about the story of Atlantis, and he was saying that how advanced this city was. Everything from probably from agriculture, economical, politics, everything was so advanced for this culture and this city, and then all of a sudden the sea takes it.
Yeah,
and so it's like now now we pretty much got our modern day stuff. So like we have Aquaman or Namor or anything like that in pop culture now with it.
Well, it kind of even reminds me of like the story. Well, since you brought up like biblical kind of stuff, what was this? The Sodom and Gomorrah, or like what was the place that was like destroyed by the angels?
Oh my god! It's where like the throne's supposed to be and all that stuff, right?
Yeah. So like that could even been like
that
one
place.
of those stories
I'm brain farting on the name of it.
Of a city destroyed or lost. Because imagine if it happened in actuality and it was written down into these stories, that it wouldn't necessarily be, like a destruction of an angelic force, wiping away, but it would be something natural like falling under the water or something like that, as if swallowed by God.
Well, it's the same
or who knows? This is a fucking Hail Mary throw, but what if that person was right in saying that Atlantis was where the Bermuda Triangle is, and that the same destruction that happened there is still slowly happening?
Who knows?
Taking more and more. I mean, look at the hurricanes and all that stuff that have been going on lately.
Yeah. Well, the thing too, because even when in the area of the Bermuda Triangle, storms just happen
just in an instant.
And they're like severe, like crazy severe. So it's like, the fuck, Yeah. So I don't know. That's just a trip up.
But I just think one of the interesting things about it is that people have seen multiple things there, multiple like UFOs flying out of the water or random lights floating underwater, shooting up, out, coming back in, doing all that stuff, and then also people, like you said, like the whole time warp thing, people missing time, and then also just random ships, like not little like tiny boats either, like fucking big ass ships and full plane, like giant planes going missing there.
Well, even back
and there's no sign of wreckage or anything.
Yeah, like even stories back in the days, you have missing man of wars or galleons, fucking shits, galleons, just completely disappearing and no record of it. It's like,
so I think the conspiracy behind Bermuda, the Bermuda Triangle, is actually dated back to those days when it was majorly just like naval fucking armies just going around and shit. Yeah, it was mostly the English that traveled a lot too. I know there's Spanish and Portugal
French,
and stuff like that.
Well, actually, brings us to our next theory too, that it's cursed by the souls of slaves that were killed in that area. A lot of those islands, Puerto Rico included,
Cuba.
A lot of those people were cultivated and created to cultivate sugarcane.
And it's crazy because the Dutch actually started the slave trade, and a lot of these islands are actually owned by the Dutch. So what he's saying is 100% true, that there were a lot of like slaves being transported from there to there to everywhere.
Well, pretty much, this is what it says. The Bermuda Triangle's death and disappearances are the consequences of a curse. Theorized psychiatrist Dr. Kenneth McCall of Brook Linders in England, he believed that the area may be haunted by the spirits of many African slaves who have been thrown overboard on the voyage to America. In this book, Healing the Haunted, he wrote of his strange experiences while sailing in these waters. As he drifted gently in the now warm and steaming atmosphere, I became aware of a continuous sound like mournful singing, he wrote. I thought it must be a record player in the crew's quarters. As it continued through the second night, I finally, I'm tongue-tied.
Exasperation?
Exasperation. There you go. I couldn't say it.
And you're going to college.
Yeah. Taking a break.
Taking a break.
I don't know. My brain couldn't click right there. It was a brain fart.
Yeah.
Went below to ask if it could be stopped. However, the sound down there was the same as if it was everywhere else. The crew was equally mystified. He learned later that the 18th century British sea captains defrauded insurance companies by tossing slaves into the ocean to drown, then cashing in on the claim for them. So pretty much, yeah, they were an insurance claim back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
And then pretty much what I learned in school, that Africa was known as like, well, it's Africa. There's so many black people there. There's so many people there in general that you could throw them into the ocean and it really wouldn't matter. You could just always get more. And that's why like those waters are flooded
with the souls of
like
dead Africans. I mean, the Europeans, or most likely the English, went in and took over everything.
Oh yeah, like
completely dismantled everything. No,
yeah.
like I got a
but
story
without that,
here.
I wouldn't be here. So
yeah. You're part black?
No, I'm Puerto Rican.
Close enough.
Well,
still,
yeah, it's pretty much a derivative of Haitian, Indian, and all. You know, I can't.
You're
I'm
a
gonna
cocktail.
do pretty much, as we all are.
Yeah, got a weird mix in me too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I want to do the ancestry and see really what's in there.
I'm scared.
It'd be interesting though. I'm really curious to see.
I'm scared. I'm scared to do it. But here's a story from 1971, I believe, about a UFO sighting in the Bermuda Triangle. And this is a well-documented account of a UFO hovering over the USS John F. Kennedy while in the infamous Bermuda Triangle was given to me personally by a crew member who was a communications expert and an eyewitness to strange events in 1971. Our witness had served a year on the ship, and when the incident occurred, the vessel was returning to Norfolk, Virginia, after 2 weeks of readiness exercise in the Caribbean. Our witness was on duty in the communication center, monitoring 8 separate teletype machines. These teletype printed out fleet broadcasts. The array of 8 was comprised of 4 on top, which led log different channels, and 4 on the bottom, which, unlike the top row, monitored different frequencies. If any messages were received, they were to be sent to the facility's control center. I don't know why I said that so weird. Which would in turn monitor the messages. On the opposite side of the room was a naval communications operation network, which was a ship-to-shore circuit. Besides, it was the task group circuit for ship-to-ship messaging. At about 20-30 hours, I don't know what time that is, 10:30?
Yeah, give it a take.
All right. The ship had completed an 18-hour flight ops. Routine message had just been logged, and turning back to the teletypes, our witness noticed that all of the information coming in was garbage. He checked the alternate machines, and they were too sending garbage. Walking to the intercom, he informed the facility's control center about the problem. A reply told him that all of the communication hardware was malfunctioning. In the corner of the room was a pneumatic tube system which had intercom which communicated with the bridge. All of those on duty in the communication room heard someone in a loud voice proclaim, "There is something hovering over the ship." A moment or two later, another voice shouted, "It's the end of the world."
That's crazy.
The 6 men in the communication room immediately went to take a look at what was happening. They ran the approximately 50 feet to the hatch that opens to the catwalk on the edge of the flight deck. This happened at the time of no horizon, which occurs in the morning and evening because of the sun rising or setting. And during this time, it is difficult, if not possible, to tell whether the sea and sky meet. I wonder if that's true. So for all you Navy people or sailors and stuff like that, let me know if that's true. As they looked up, they were shocked to see a large glowing sphere hovering above the ship, yet without a horizon or reference, it was difficult to estimate its size. But best guesses from the witnesses put it at about 200 to 300 feet in diameter. There was no sound coming from the UFO. The light of the otherworldly craft seemed diffused and was a yellow to orange color. After gazing at the UFO for about 20 seconds, battle station alerts went off. Their officer met them on their way back to the communication room, urging them to rush back to work. After about 20 minutes of sitting with nothing to do, the communications came back online. There were no messages outgoing about the giant UFO at any time. The next few hours were uneventful, except for a good friend of ours, witness who worked in the Combat Information Center who told him that during the time of the UFO hovering on the ship, all other radar screens glowed.
What
the fuck? Another shipmate of his who worked on the navigation bridge informed him that all the compasses had malfunctioned during the event. He would also be told that 2 F-4 Phantoms would not start while the UFO was near the ship. Scuttlebutt on the ship passed rumors that not too long after the event, several men in the trench coats had landed on the ship and questioned those who had seen phenomena. So pretty much, I guess the men in black showed up and questioned people.
Yeah,
supposedly.
that's fucking crazy.
Yeah, so we had communications going off, radar going off, fucking planes not starting, people landing on the ship to question people, seeing this thing seeing a glowing orb 200 300 meters. This is in 1971.
Holy shit.
So that's one.
You know, it's a
one
theory we
occurrence.
haven't really even talked about. Like, what if there's just something living there?
There's a possibility.
Like what?
I don't.
I mean,
Well, think about it,
it's a
like
huge possibility because we're
thing
still
that-
finding new animals in the ocean right now.
Yeah.
as we
Things
speak.
that live further down below use like electromagnetic kind of electricity on their back to illuminate the area sometimes. So like even that, like what if there was one strong enough Godzilla kind of type, you know, like that could actually stop the planes from like any electronic
Could be a
equipment
possibility.
from working
Fucking
or
Rodan.
like taking things
It
down.
could.
I don't know.
I mean, I think a lot of weird things with our technology really started happening after Roswell.
Yeah.
With that, at least like UFO wise.
Well, shit. If you really think about it, after that, after that whole incident, our technology just fucking leaped
Oh yeah, it jumped up.
a ton,
Yeah, fuck ton.
a ton.
I like
So,
that idea.
but and then our wonderful fact checker sent us article that happened back in May of this year of a fucking of a small airplane of a family completely disappeared. Flying into the Bermuda Triangle.
No trace or
No
anything.
trace. They say they found debris of the possibility of the plane they were flying, but this no major indication of there was harsh weather or anything like that. So they were flying from Puerto Rico to Florida. Now, obviously, they end up crossing through the Bermuda Triangle, and then
Yeah. The thing is that's weird too is all these modern planes and all this stuff too. They have the trackers on them.
yeah,
What happens to those? Do they just go on a fritz or something? Could it be
I
just?
don't know, dude.
Could it be a surge of energy that's just so strong at random moments that it just catches people?
Possibly.
Like burnt fries their equipment.
Could just be a collection that has to be released at a certain point if you're there at the wrong time.
Yeah.
That's how
Hey,
I know.
EMP.
That's how I know.
Chris, can you check to see if there's one of the trenches out there? I think there's one by the Bermuda Triangle.
Because
if
there's
I'm
a
not
bunch of
mistaken.
crazy stuff.
What, the
that actually-
Marine?
Yeah, something like that.
Like I just saw a documentary.
There's like a giant trench down there somewhere.
Oh, the Meridian Trench?
Something like that.
I think that's called the Meridian.
Like I saw a
It's
documentary.
like the second largest trench or something like that, or the second the deepest part of the ocean so far. Because we've only mapped out about 5% of the ocean floor.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. Like, there's so much things that we don't know. Like, there's this place I believe in Japan or China that once a year fireballs come out of the water.
Yes.
Yeah, dude. They're called like the fire Dragon Ball or the
Yeah,
fire
because
Dragon
of
Ball.
the methane, some crap.
Yeah.
That's what they.
But there's so many random things that could possibly happen, and I think one person was even saying there's like a collection of methane gas in that area.
Well,
geochemist.
also too by Asia, there's also the what Mike was telling me, the
Dragon's Triangle,
yeah.
or also known the Devil's Sea.
But that one, I think a lot of stuff could be happening too because of the seismic activity with all the
Yes.
the volcanoes and the earthquakes that are caused because of the volcanoes or vice versa.
Yeah.
Which a lot of times that giving off a bunch of energy, a lot of methane, a lot of just sulfuric acid and shit.
Yeah, well, this is like I said, I never knew about the Dragon's Triangle until I played the recreation of Tomb Raider, and that was back. That's like dating back 4 years ago now.
Yeah.
2013. Yeah. So I'm like, wait, what? We have one in the fucking Pacific Ocean now. I'm like, fuck.
Like now we've had it.
I know. Well, for me, not knowing it, but it's just insane because like some of the legends of the triangle itself. Contrary to some pop culture belief, neither the Dragon's Triangle nor the Bermuda Triangle is located on an agonic line,
Yeah.
where the magnetic north equals to the geographic north. The position of the agonic line varies with time to time in present North American section of the line, drifting westward. Moreover, because neither location is plotted on an official world map, the size and the perimeters of both the Dragon Triangle and the Bermuda Triangle vary from author to author. Shit. Ancient legends, some dating back to 1000 BCE, tell dragons that live off the coast of Japan. Presumably that is how the area became known as Dragon's Triangle. A fire-breathing monster alleged... Fucking Godzilla.
Yeah, it's Godzilla.
That's fucking
Godzilla.
Godzilla.
But Chris just sent me a thing saying that
Knew
most of
it.
the sea floor in the Bermuda Triangle is about 19,000 feet, so 5,791 meters down. Near its southern tip, the Puerto Rico Trench dips at one point to 27,500 feet, or 8,229 feet below the sea level. I mean, so it's a possibility that some of these things go missing in that area and just go deep, deep down into the trenches where we just can't find them.
Go anywhere.
Or some of our things can't detect them, you know?
Oh, that, and then the sands would be washed over them
Yeah,
at some
yeah.
point.
Exactly. That's what happens to a lot of the old ships that were broken down and crashed and all around
Buried.
the Caribbean and
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
Wow.
They get buried. That's why it's so hard to find them now. And, I mean, that could be a big cause of, like, what are those, like, famous, like, pirates and stuff? Like, some of those pirates who just crashed.
Like Blackbeard and shit.
Yeah, and shit like
It was
that.
real
Which I
rare.
think those were more in the Caribbean, not so much in, like, the Bermuda type stuff.
Well, yeah,
I mean,
no.
it's close by, but...
Yeah, well, because Blackbeard was
Yeah.
one of the critical.
Yeah, he was one of the crazier ones.
Funny, and
But
thing, he
but there's a
wasn't-
lot of them.
Yeah, but he wasn't really that successful of a pirate, to be honest with you.
No, not at all.
Which
He,
is
he had
weird.
mostly everybody else do his shit for him,
Oh, yeah.
which was smart.
But no, that guy was fucking badass how he entered fucking board of other ships.
How?
Literally, he put wicks in his fucking beard
Oh,
and light him on fire.
Yeah.
And so you can fucking see him.
Just yeah.
And just give him that fucking scarier fucking
Well,
look.
he already knew, man. It was all about fucking mind fucking the enemy.
Oh,
It's
hell
all
yeah.
about fucking.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
You paused right after.
It's all about fucking.
That's all I hear is all about fucking. All right, bro.
I mean, he probably did that too.
Yeah, he
he
did.
probably slayed some tang, man.
But I don't know. It's just a trip, though. Just though,
Yeah.
just having those two places isn't known because
What
I
if
don't know.
what if there's a further one that we don't really know of to actually complete a triangle of the triangles?
Is there one in the Indian Ocean?
Right? There's
there
a
one?
third.
Either there or like the Cape of like the very tip of Chile.
Because I know we got the Arctic, the Antarctic Ocean, the
Indian.
Indian Ocean.
Yeah.
Obviously, we got.
What? Yeah, there could be one in each ocean. Kind of like get totally nerdy, but the fucking Dragon Balls put them together and you get fucked.
Fuck. Shenron!
Yeah, pretty much. Could happen. I mean, I'm not a big Dragon Ball
It
Z
could
fan, but
happen.
I know enough about that. That part.
No, but now I'm curious if there's one in the Antarctic Ocean, the Arctic Ocean, and now also. In
I wouldn't doubt it. Just you probably just
Just
don't hear
got a
too
line
much
of
about it,
ships.
just because nobody really wants to go down there because it's so dangerous.
Oh,
Or
yeah.
that too, and then that certain time, certain place. You know, you might be at the place, but it might not be that right moment to sink the ship or stop it. It might not be active at that moment.
Yeah, yeah.
True.
Yeah, because that is true. Because it seems like it does happen more often in the Bermuda Triangle. Maybe just because that one's more popular and a lot of things seem to be
right
going
next
wrong
to
there.
a heavy populated area.
Yeah,
that's true.
and but the Dragon Triangle seems like it is too though.
It's by the Philippines, Japan, and Taiwan.
Yeah, that's
And
And
some,
a bunch of different.
and there's a lot of them out there.
And there's a bunch of little
So the other
islands
ones
too.
might-
And
just
their
be
their
in the
main
middle.
thing too is a lot of fishing. So you know there's going to be a lot of fishing boats and everything out
Yeah.
there too. A lot of like cruises and all that
I
shit.
don't know. That's kind of weird because I don't know.
But isn't that like pretty much where Amelia Earhart kind of got lost around that
I'm
area?
really not too sure.
Like around the Dragon's
I think
Triangle,
so. I believe
somewhere
so.
for sure. But supposedly, like we were talking on the last episode a little bit, they actually found her.
Well, they
They think
They
they have
think.
What, a ship?
pictures. Have you seen that, Aaron?
Nah.
That documentary? Yeah, supposedly
She got
she
caught by the
didn't die.
Japanese.
She got caught by the Japanese. They held her prisoner, and she ended up
Oh,
dying.
no, I
and
think
they ended
I
up
did
having
hear
her
that.
buried because the U.S. didn't want to like go and save her.
yeah. Well,
Wow.
with-
That would have been a whole
Yeah.
different thing. They
I
had her
like
as
the
a prisoner
piano.
of war. Yeah,
Yeah, the
her
back
and
fits
her
perfectly.
her
Her
partner.
navigator,
Yeah,
yeah.
Wow.
which is weird. No, it's not weird. It's interesting.
yeah.
But
They
yeah,
get
no.
turned into a big paranormal story. That's what's funny about it.
Oh,
Well,
totally. Like just because it's
Well, it's easier to believe rather than that sad story.
Yeah.
You know, that she was taken prisoner and just life thrown
well,
away.
no.
because of that.
Supposedly it was a cover up
Yeah, it was a
that the
cover-up.
government did a cover up on it because they didn't want anybody to know that she was captured and that they didn't send anybody out. I know, still recording.
No, it's like I don't know. Like we mentioned, we hear a bunch of like even in pop culture, like a bunch of crazy shit that happens in the Bermuda Triangle.
Mm-hmm.
For the Dragon's Triangle, the take on it is just fucking awesome for it. For like in the Tomb Raider story, it was literally talking about a Japanese queen, Kimiko, and that she fucking ruled with an iron fist, pretty much for a female. During those times, and all of a sudden they're like, "Well, we think it's here." They're like, "No," and one of the guys is like, "I don't know, I got a bad feeling about it." So no, it's there, and so they end up going there, and shit hits the fan. Oh, it hits the fan. Like they had a giant ass ship gets destroyed completely, and so they're all stranded. And then it comes to find out there's a bunch of fucking people there already. So they're like, wait, what? So until they believe of Himiko that their god, pretty much their goddess and whatnot, and pretty much to break it down, it's like different time eras. Within you had like ancient civilization, like old school Chinese artifacts. Because you find these artifacts when you're playing throughout the game. Mm-hmm. So you have like Chinese artifacts, and then you have World War II stuff, and then then you get to a certain point of a game. There was a World War II research facility. Either it was by the Japanese or most likely 100% of the Japanese were trying to do research on weather controlling. Yeah, because they thought if they can harness the power, see if they can control the weather, then obviously they can disperse it against their enemy, and then more breaking down, and you end up fucking going against her fucking storm guard, and they're all like immortal fucking samurais. You're like, wait, Jesus.
What the fuck?
Yeah. It's like, the game is fucking crazy. Intense, but it's fucking awesome.
See, so you can learn a lot in games.
Oh, yeah.
Especially the ones that actually incorporate a history into it. Yeah. History or a lot of conspiracies and stuff. That's why the Tomb Raider games are a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah. Or like the Assassin's Creed.
Mm-hmm.
Nathan Drake. What's that one?
Uncharted?
Yeah, Uncharted. Those are always good.
Never really got into that one.
Oh, we don't have PlayStations.
Yeah.
That's
I used to. What can you do?
It's all about
it's
Xbox.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's like,
it's I was taken by the Bermuda Triangle.
Right. Mine got lost in the Dragons.
Right. No, but would you want to actually spend a few nights on a boat investigating the Bermuda Triangle?
Yes and no.
No.
Why?
Because I don't want to go missing.
That's why you tell people where you're going to be, especially in that area. I mean, we'd have to go with somebody who's experienced.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's not just going to be us three on a boat. I wouldn't know what the hell to do.
Oh, no. Yeah, because we go there, and then all of a sudden you hear an ominous voice, and you're fucked. And we're like, what? And then...
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
What if we get abducted?
Broadcut.
Yeah. What if we get abducted?
Well, that'd be better than just being stranded out in the water.
Would it, though?
Yeah.
What if you get sucked into the water by something that's abducting you?
Well,
what
if there's over?
What if there's a complete? What if Atlantis is actually still up and running and it's underwater and their civilization's still running, but it's all extraterrestrials that are under there?
Sign me up.
Release the Kraken!
What if that's probably real?
I know.
That's probably just an exaggerated version of the giant squid.
Probably, dude. But if we do get abducted and it becomes Atlantis, I will be like, I love Aquaman. His comments never sucked. They poorly portrayed him.
Fucking Poseidon.
Dude, Poseidon.
Yeah. One of my favorites.
Poseidon?
Yeah.
King of the water?
Mm-hmm. Created horses.
What?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He created horses?
Yeah, for a girl.
Why? Is that where they see horses?
He had a challenge. He tried to win over her heart, and he couldn't do it. And then she challenged him to make the most beautiful creature on earth. Yeah. So he came and showed her the horse.
Man him out of the breaks of the waves.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's so really cool. Love it.
Isn't it crazy that in almost every mythology or ancient religion, there's always like a god of water?
Mm-hmm. Well, water's such a key, essential part of life. Yeah. Rain. Just we are 90% water.
Something.
I forget what. Yeah. And then the earth is just covered with it. It's you can't go anywhere without water. And 2 days without it and then you die?
72 hours.
Yeah, 72 hours,
3. You can, I drink a lot of water.
Yeah. Very important.
Yeah, but it can also fuck you over, man.
Yep, it can kill you too.
It can either suck you in.
It can.
It can, man. It'll mess you up. You ever been stuck in the whitewash of a wave?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I've gotten
freaks you the fuck out, doesn't
to
it?
The ground.
Now imagine that.
Back was tore up.
Imagine that, but it's a giant vortex in the ocean, just sucking you in. And you can't get out.
Yeah, the undertow and everything, and then
that'll sooner or later force its way down your.
And even too, if you drink too much water, you can fucking die.
Yeah.
That's easily regulated.
Some people.
Not necessarily, because there's some people who are always thirsty and they can't. They keep drinking and drinking and drinking.
Well, then, like, take a measuring cup. Fuck.
Not always gonna be possible though.
You know, wasn't gonna have a measuring cup.
Overhydration. A lot of people die from overhydration when they're on ecstasy.
Yep.
That's true. Well, that's the thing. I always had to be reminded to drink water.
Yeah. Well, you can also go from like you can also die from dehydration and overhydration.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was a story of this fraternity that got in trouble because they were hazing and they made these guys drink as like a type, those hazing they have to do. They had the 5-gallon like water jug things, and they're making this guy do that. Yeah, and he was actually drinking the water and he ended up just dying. Yeah.
Well, yeah, too much of anything's bad for you. Even like there's a guy with a syndrome that his body can't excrete. Like once you reach a certain point of vitamin D or any vitamin, your body will get rid of the rest and just like poop it out or so.
Yeah.
But some people just have a deficiency where they don't. So if they have too much sun or too much vitamins, it could actually kill them.
Yeah, it's overdose of the sun.
Yeah.
That'd be weird.
Or just that vitamin in general.
God damn, that's a lot.
Too much of a good
right?
thing.
Oh yeah, no. Okay, yes, I do hear about that one. The Michigan Triangle.
Mm-hmm. Wait, where's that one located?
In
In like one of the lakes?
Yeah, Lake Michigan.
Lake Mexico?
Shit, fuck it. Lake Michigan, yeah. Yeah, there's a bunch.
There's one in that?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Read it. Read it.
1937 disappearance of Captain George Donner from his boat submitted the Michigan Triangle status as a strange place during a routine coal delivery. Donner gave his crew orders to wake him when the ship drew into port. When they came to his freighter, the cabin 3 hours later, Donner had vanished despite the fact that his cabin door was locked from the inside.
All right, so that kind of makes me want to do something now where I kind of want to map out where the direct lines connect from each of these and see how much of an occurrence of like a paranormal or something, unexplained phenomenons happen within this triangle of triangles.
And what dates?
Well, and then we also have back in 1950, Northwest Airlines Flight 2501 disappeared as it flew over over the Michigan Triangle on its way from Seattle to New York. With 58 people on board, the plane seemed to vanish into thin air, and neither the plane nor any passengers were ever found, despite thorough search by the Michigan Shipwreck Research Associate. Then the only seas without shores, the Sargasso Sea, is the region in the middle of the North Atlantic Ocean that is surrounded by ocean currents. These currents deposit marine plants and garbage into the Sargasso Sea, causing it to be full of sargassum. The genus of dense brown invasive seaweed. Because of the seaweed buildup, the isolation created by current, the sea remains eerily warm and calm despite being surrounded by the freezing, chopping water. That's interesting.
Yeah.
We have.
I mean, Lake Michigan's fucking huge anyway.
Yeah. 1840, the French merchant ship Rosalie sailed through the Sargasso Sea and was later discovered within its sails set, but without any crew members on board. Interesting. So the Emperor explained the mysterious disappearance. 19th century lord told of the Sargasso Sea's carnivorous seaweed, which is carnivorous seaweed, which was believed to devour sailors whole living on the ship.
Wait, so it would come out and attack them?
Yeah. So the seaweed would just come up.
No, that's got to be an animal, man.
What's that? The Venus flytrap?
Yeah, something like that.
That is possible. That
a hydroponic version of it.
Probably.
Yeah.
Well, then again,
imagine like a seaweed with like little tentacles.
But that makes no sense though, because in order that's supposed to happen.
Or maybe it was actually like a giant like octopus or something like that. Because you know how those can change its appearance.
Oh yeah.
So if it's hiding in seaweed, it's gonna make itself look like that. And if it pops out of the water, just go.
But how the hell the fucking crew's gonna die?
And squids, they're smart too.
So they have to jump into the water in order to happen.
Maybe it grabbed something from the boat. They went to go get it and just started taking them. And then they said, fuck that, and they started fighting it. And they just, I don't know, that's one far out fucking possibility. Yeah. But I mean, there's so much stuff out there. We don't know there's the Loch Ness that supposedly is real or isn't, but that's all for a different
Speculation.
yeah, it's all
Almost like
cryptozoology.
Well, there is like a big fish out there that they might think
Sturgeon.
It is. Yeah, the sturgeon.
No, I don't know. It's probably there.
Sturgeons are
it's a
real?
long.
Yeah, no, I
long
know
fish.
they're
It's
real,
got-
but I don't know if that's the fish.
It's a long fish, and it has like this kind of spiky
Barracuda?
spine. No, it actually it lives out there. I was just watching a video on it.
Oh, that prehistoric fish?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's one of the few
Yeah,
Yeah.
it could be like. I
Well,
think
technically, sharks are prehistoric. They actually found a prehistoric shark not too long ago.
Yes. Oh, no, but the fish
looks
he's
ugly as
talking
fuck.
about, it's like super long. And it's approximately about like maybe, I'm going to say between, they say it's like 10 feet long.
10 to 12.
And, or approximately, and you can see through it. And they and it's very,
It lives down in the depths.
No, it'll come up and
it'll come up.
yeah.
Oh,
So-
that's weird because most like sea creatures that are see-through or transparent live down in the dark.
Really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's not super see-through, but you can still
Yeah.
somewhat see through it, and it's a beautiful looking fish. By the it's usually by like the Caribbean area. That's where it come up. I know there's another possible like lungfish, a prehistoric fish that can live out in water for a long period amount of times. I don't know if they actually saw one or they found fossils of it. That's usually by like the South American area.
What if some of these weird fish are actually experiments done by extraterrestrials that are in the ocean?
Like an anglerfish? Those
That'd be
things are
cool.
Yeah.
fucking-
I don't know, there's so
Oh,
many,
yeah.
and there's just in general, there's so many animals or insects or creatures out there that we haven't discovered. That, like, my fiance just showed me this like praying mantis looking thing, and it literally looks like the Demigorgon.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, dude, it has a weird long head that kind of looks like a flower with jagged teeth. Like it
All right, we're finding new bugs and stuff every day.
and
Pretty
so
much.
beyond like our imagination or things that we or normally see.
Yeah.
You know, that's what's so crazy that okay, we have a perspective of what is normal until we see something that's completely different.
Yeah, and it blows our fucking mind every
Exactly.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I can't wait till like we keep trying to explore space, but we really just need
Yeah,
to
I mean
explore
we've
the
only
water.
had like 5 to 10% of the ocean explored.
Exactly.
I think it's like 5%. Yeah, there you go. So
The white
yeah.
sturgeon.
So
There-
that was
that's
pretty
exactly
close.
it.
That was
Yeah.
fucking close.
See,
I
yeah,
was
he
there.
said sturgeon, and I was like, wait. And
It
then he
might
started
be it.
laughing. I was like, oh, was I wrong?
No, I don't know. I was just saying sturgeon because it's a funny name. Now I
Intuition.
get that How I Met Your Mother
Intuition.
reference. But yeah, no, we've only explored about 5% of the ocean floor and about 10% of the actual ocean, 10 or 15% of the actual ocean.
Yeah.
So we have a lot to discover, and
Well, we have.
I don't know. I don't know how many.
Shark.
Answer to
Yeah, that shit's weird.
overpopulation. And start building structures underneath the water.
Yeah, I don't know how many people have actually gone to the Bermuda Triangle and try to explore the actual bottom of it to see what they could find. I'm not too sure if there's been many
Right? What if it's
excavations of
alien
it.
equipment? It's a ship that crashed down there, and it's giving off weird.
Just weird vibes and,
Yeah.
and weird signals and shit.
I can see that happening.
Yeah, it's a possibility. I mean, it kind of makes sense with the stories of people seeing the UFOs and all those lights and stuff popping out of that area. Which, why would it only be this specific area in the ocean
Yeah.
that these things are happening to? That's
John
one
Carpenter's The
yeah.
Thing. When it
Yeah.
just crashed in.
Yeah.
Just like that.
It's a possibility, man.
I'm going with that. I like that theory.
John Carpenter.
Well, it's just that a spaceship fucking crashed down there,
And it's just
left,
shooting
and
off, like-
it's got weird radiation.
it's shooting off its go juice all over the place. Yeah, fucking everything up, man.
and it created the
Bam.
vampiric
Or-
seaweed that killed the other
Or what if it's down there and they have like a radar that's showing, oh my god, there's something up there, like a ship or plane. They
Yeah.
send out a signal, but that signal's too strong and it's fucking up their equipment
people. Yeah.
and sending them down.
Ooh, that's a good
Yeah, so
one.
a spaceship crashed down, sent the signal, got caught by the seaweed, made it erratic. Because it said it had poisonous seaweed, remember?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, that was in Michigan.
Carnivorous, not poisonous.
Yeah, that was Michigan, not Bermuda. I mean, it might be in Bermuda
Damn it.
too, but
So
the
there's a spaceship
Somalians.
in Michigan.
It's the Somalian pirates, man. That's the history of the Bermuda Triangle. Somalian pirates.
Somalian
Yeah.
in the
Somalian.
Bermuda Triangle.
They got boats.
Just making me think of South Park.
Duh.
All right, fair enough.
What do they do? Walk there?
Yeah. Walk on water.
If Jesus can do it, I can too. Do it.
Oh god.
Good times here on Hunt for the Paranormal.
All right,
We didn't do the intro music, huh?
we did. You weren't paying attention, homie.
Yeah, I'm like, and here's somebody.
Oh yeah, I was trying to look up everything.
Aaron?
All streaming.
Huh?
Aaron?
What happened?
Huh?
¿Qué pasa? Oh man, this is a.
I know.
Jesus. I mean, good work, but oh my dear God.
Oh my goodness.
5 gigantic prehistoric fish.
I like that.
Yeah.
I love that. The coelacanth. How do you Coelacanth?
Wow.
Coelacanth?
No, there's no E before it.
Coelacanth.
Yeah, not coelacanth.
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 That sounds right.
It's Kenyan.
Or the white sturgeon.
Kenyan.
Yeah, white sturgeon. That fucking
Alligator
big ass
gar.
old looking shark.
Oh god, dude, there's an alligator looking fish.
Oh, the alligator gar?
Yeah.
You ever seen those before?
No.
Yeah, you gotta be careful when you
that
fish
thing
for
looks
those.
Fucking
Yeah.
prehistoric.
They fucking will tear your ass up.
Yeah, but then again, tell that to the people who go fucking getting those. What are they? Fucking
If I saw
snapping
this thing,
turtles?
I would
Where they're
think this
what
is
is
a-
it? Where they're fucking moving their fingers to try to catch it.
You know what it looks like? It looks like
Oh,
Or
noodling?
no, yeah, noodling for catfish, and then they go.
I want to go.
Dude, you know how many
noodling.
people get their hands bitten by snapping turtles because they do that? They go inside the hole like, hope it's his. Nope, nope.
Gone.
Yeah, it's dangerous.
How'd you
stuff.
lose your hand? Well,
Noodling.
I was trying to noodle for a damn catfish,
I was
and
doing
all
the
of a
noodle
sudden,
dance.
This
all of a sudden,
cosmic
this
turtle.
gator turtle came up and got me.
Bit my goddamn hand off.
frilled shark.
A frail shark. Do you think the Bermuda Triangle has a
crazy.
possibility of creating all these crazy different creatures?
I don't know.
Like, just kind of, maybe it's like a source of like radiation or something that's
What I'm
there?
saying, the spaceship fucking crashed down and started changing the animals.
It could be, but I mean, do you think it could also be a form of radiation
Oh,
that there's
shit.
something down there?
Well, I think they would have a Geiger counter that would kind of be able to count that kind of.
But
Well,
have they
then
done?
again, it would
But
be
have they
so
done that
low
though? Yeah,
That the creatures are coming up. Yeah.
yeah. But have they done
That's
that?
possible. No, I don't know.
That's what we need to see. We need to see if they've actually done any like. Can you check that for us, Chris? See
I
if
just posted something on something deep sea gigantism.
Yeah.
what?
Yeah, I just looked it up.
I
Right.
guess it's a thing.
Again, it might be a thing. Who knows?
Well, yeah, that's
Abyssal-
that's just
yeah,
that-
abyssal
that's
guide.
evolution. If you have,
Yeah,
if
in
you
zoology-
have supply and you have room to grow, you can possibly grow to.
It makes
As
sense
big
because
as
yeah,
you
the
want.
Japanese
Yeah.
spider crab are fucking
Yeah, so in
Give enough
zoology,
food, you
deep
can
sea
get
gigantism, also known as abyssal gigantism, is a tendency for species of invertebrates and other deep sea dwelling animals to display a larger size than their shallower water relatives. Proposed explanations involve adaptation to scarcer food resources, greater pressure, or colder temperatures at depth. But that doesn't make sense though. If there's less food, let's make them bigger. You know what I mean? It doesn't make sense. It's like that one fucking whale that eats plankton. That thing. It's like, oh, I'm
The blue
gigantic.
whale?
Yeah, I don't know.
Well,
Is
dude,
it blue?
gorillas just eat fucking lettuce and they're ripped.
Well, they eat bananas too.
Well,
And fruits.
mainly, like, it's a
They
lot of
can eat
just,
meat.
like vegetation and plant.
They will eat meat if they have to,
But it's
Congo.
very rare.
and they'll go for the nuts first. Yep, they know that's the weak spot. Though, pop right off. Oh, Mr. Potato Head.
Phone pop and you can't stop.
Yeah, like a Funko Pop
like a fungal pop.
that you can also get at rathouse.net. If you click on the Hot Topic banner, go on there and get some Funko Pops, guys.
Nice.
Yeah, get some T-shirts,
It's a good segue.
some shorts.
Yeah.
Right? Thank you, Aaron. Good segue.
Yeah.
Hey, do you think you can get a lift with the Bermuda Triangle?
Yeah, but I think you'd have to use our promo code RHP if you want to get 10 rides, $5 off.
That's what I thought. First time users,
Yeah.
you know.
Why don't they create a lift for boats and shit?
That'd be dope.
Right?
Well, I don't know.
Call a lift. Like, dude, like, yeah, here, I'm stuck in the Bermuda Triangle. Let me call one real quick.
And while you're waiting, gotta go fucking get a promo code you use fucking
Right,
for
just-
Audible, you know?
Yeah, go to audibletrial.com/rathouse, RATTHAUS, and you get 1 month free with one audiobook. And you can, even there, if you don't know what's happening, you can listen to a book about the Bermuda Triangle on Audible.
Shit.
That's how easy it is.
And then while you're waiting, order some fucking Geek Fuel on the side.
Yeah.
Shit.
You go to rathouse.net, click on that Geek Fuel banner, get 30% off of your first box. What's up, son?
What's up?
Get everything you need while you're in the Bermuda Triangle. No time wasted.
Oh yeah. Also, due to the success of the recent movie It and clowns in general and horror with rated R movies, I'm just happy about that in general. So I lowered the price of my book on Amazon to 99 cents. Laugh or Cry, The Circus of Woe. Yeah,
Nice.
There you go.
I'm actually gonna do a promotion very soon for October. I have a week. It gives me the option of doing 5 days for free.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna be doing that very soon. I'll let everybody know, and I'll be promoting the fuck out of that.
Nice.
That works.
There you go.
All right, guys. Well, that would conclude our show.
Yeah, we gotta go.
So
swimming
for all
now.
you
Oh, so what's gonna be
You-
the theme for
you-
Halloween? I mean, for
For
October.
October, it's going to be haunted places, most haunted places.
Yes.
All right. 'Cause I was thinking like
So send us whichever
Sam
camera
Hain.
I'm looking at. Send us all the haunted places you guys want us to know about and read and look up and
the origin of Halloween.
kind of make it silly,
Gotta
goofy
do-
for you guys.
Gotta do a special Halloween episode.
Down.
Yeah,
Damn.
Sam Hain.
Who?
Exactly. that's the reason why there's Halloween. Yeah. We'll go into further detail later.
That was because of Satan.
No. Well, that's what they call Sam Hain. That's another name for it. Samuel.
I call him Satan. All right, everybody. Thanks
All right,
for
peoples.
listening.
Yeah.
Deuce.